This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across the colourless void, but then connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors to exchange and then extensions as you feel your way, or slipping way down them, dissolving into millions of disrupted nodes they connect to. You see at the station? No, you feel at the station like a web of textures. Observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see and feel the map of the station. No, not one of the maps of the station, but the map of its connections. A looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut into space. It is an ingrown thing, full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently, like a small child. Somehow you're pulling in two directions down. You look down, and all of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back to the trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours at all once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open in dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, you feel waiting there. The station is splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. Okay, so I don't have good things, so I need to find a doctor to get some food, right? How do I get food? So that is risky, but I'm going to do this because I want to succeed. I think that makes sense. So it's a critical action, it can only happen once. So I might as well succeed. I've got a huge amount of that. Great, don't know what that means. But it does allow me to find a doctor or a food vendor. Food, okay. Emphas is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him, which with precise, delicate movement he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into the dented wok. His other hand idly tossing the metal bowl of slicing videos. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills the set of orders, heaping the fungus into the bright salad, depositing in plastic trays. A sack of chips rattle as his apron pocket as his customers file past the burner, handing you the plate. I am very hungry, so I'm going to approach. You join the queue. It's mostly made up of duty salvage vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes to the bright market dives. Their words cut through with a heavy spacer's slang. Eventually, it's your turn. Shuffle to the front. He speaks in a deep, even tone. First try is free. And we'll thank him. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is as good as a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Emphas says while he cooks, in his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and the sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark container, now the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems that you tell him like some dream that you once had that you can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk and where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray with steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we talk about some more. He smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner's side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste senses light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Cool. Food. Food is good. We have food, so that's that. Guess what? Damn, there's a lot of things. You've heard of Fabricator Owned. Talk to the dude. I've got to start at 35. I need to go to the doctor, I think. It would be a good set. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue. trying not to bring too much attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that the doctor was operating out of this place. But now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they all have made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will... You suppress and shiver, and shuffle towards the front of the queue. You try and find yourself to distract yourself. I feel that would be a risk, because he would probably want to hurt or attack us. Fuck it. The enforcer is looking down on the corridor, and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders and flamed metal exoskeleton, a couple of mirror-like implants sit down before his eyes, like mercury teardrops, subsidiary sense input and aesthetic markers. You aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, the figure pushes through the doorway and you catch the distant voice. Send in the next one, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of Bright Market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Come sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheets over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to open a case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some description in their hand. They hold onto your eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from the expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, and the scanner still to their eye. A few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set up the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNR doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose, to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Yes, I am aware. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNR remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. How do you know this? You're a doctor, of course you know. Good. That may help. They swap out the other arm, running some thin metal devices over your skin. You feel the forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, as you are unsure what they mean for the cold touch of the metal or anything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNR has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they are stopping themselves. I know it is a little distressing. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say anything, something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help, they say. They sigh. And you see in the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, and sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starwood Belt. Mercenaries working from corporations on Ember. If they can source a stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Bean sets down their slate. Their notes complete. This is dangerous. And it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. It's Cyberpunk, everyone has their motives, so I'm just going to say thank you. The beam walks to the window, her face draped by the shadows of passing drones. Let's see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine is still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof and you can see that their face. But the room looks dark against those lights in the market. You duck away, you duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Okay. Cool. So these are missions then I get, right? The ones with the cycles. It's just processing normally. So this is the shipyard, so I could do some more stuff there. Might as well have a look at everything else, right? So I assume this is missions, yeah? For stabilizer. So that's going to just automatically move every cycle. And so 3 cycles I'll come back. Already eaten. I can order food, and so that I can just drag those in. I don't actually need food though. I'm going to save that money for everything else. What's it? Lower end gate? Close. Lower end gate, yeah. What does this do? That's a lot of cash. Nope. So I'm assuming I can get to like different parts of the map over time. What is this? Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return. And so this again is something that just happens over time. The old terminal has missions for me. Okay. None of which I want to do because my role for today is abysmal. So we're good to know there's stuff there. And then this one's another cycle that's just going. Merchants willing to help. Gauntlet are rare, but they do return eventually. So Drago shipyard. I can help shipbuild. Yeah, no. Everything's too risky right now, so I'm gonna go here. So I can use my lowest. On my stats, where can I see my stats? Where's my character? There it is. Okay. So my endure is bad. I have a -1 to endure. So I should probably be doing like engineering or interface stuff. Which is this stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna put that one in there. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Okay, nothing bad happened. Good stuff. And then I'll put the 1 in there because so I'm making some cash. Can I give money to Drago? Or do I just... I assume I need to complete the back in business? Is that what I need to be doing? But that's all my dice, so I assume I have to rest. Okay, I'm starting to get a hand this. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with the glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crispier than before. Crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of the thread across the ring. Though these forms then leap off into the void, you begin to understand that these nodes are connections and a map of information. A communication. I'm sorry, I keep looking over here because I'm just trying to check my sound lines. You begin to understand these are nodes. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems to be almost impossible to pass. But you begin to try. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here. And lean close to it. Inside shifting layers conceal the tangle of threads, a meeting point of the exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one lead to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look across and see the ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that assistant tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling you different directions, as if they were tied to you. This is an arbitrary choice. Most people, I imagine, pick the first, so I'm going to pick the second. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and then this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. Okay. The first thread leads out, away from the station and into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. Well, that's great. That's some good rolls. Good rolls today. Good rolls today. Tutorial: the cloud. Something has changed inside of you. You can now access data cloud. The eye network decay profile. Data crashes while there are data. Be careful. These networks are old and strange. Ooh. So that's what this is. Boom. Okay. Data actions were like extract data. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock, you must match the dice displayed on the right of the action. So 3. If you have the +1 on interface, you'll be given more possible dice to match. So in theory, that. Oh no, is it a 1? Not a 3. So I can't do that one. I'm very confused. That's a 2, so I can do that one. Perk, transfer intercept. Don't know what that does. And I've got 1 encrypted key. Okay. That was fun. So I'm gonna have to eat, obviously. Yeah, give me some energy. Good. That gave me 3 energy. That should be good for a while. See, now I can't get through there because I just spent all my money. We go here. What do I do? Sell compartment. Neither. Play the exchange. So this is like a trader. So Drago is an issue. The red one is bad. So I should probably focus on fixing reds. Which probably means I should go and do this first, right? I'm an engineer, I can succeed this, so let's just do that. And then I will do it again, I think. That's probably the best. Oh, can I not do it again on the same day? I can, good. Oh, so I got a negative outcome. That's not good. Okay. That's my day again. Moving on.